Hi, good morning. My name is Dan and this is my channel Engelgeist. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very, very much. I appreciate all of your subscriptions. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you can go over to patreon.com and choose a subscription level. There's different types of readings and you get the daily forecast a day early if you just subscribe at the lowest level. So that's one way to support the channel. If you want to support the channel, you can also utilize my Amazon affiliate links to buy any of the decks. They're located in the video descriptions. There's also songs that I include with the cards there, just to sort of tie in and inspire. You can follow me at Engelgeist333 on Instagram, or you could just like my channel and subscribe, which is huge and helps me out greatly by watching the videos, subscribing, leaving comments, sharing them out, that sort of a thing. So I was off yesterday because my calendar was off. I had written down the cards twice. So I was saying that yesterday in the video that was the forecast for the 15th when it was actually the forecast for the 14th. Today we are now on the 14th, or it is now the 14th, and I am doing the forecast for April 15th, guys. Sorry about that mistake. I was a little bit sidetracked. I was having a bit of a rough day, if I'm being completely and 100% honest. It was not one of my best days, so it makes sense why I was off by a day. So today is for April 15th. I do believe that this is a timeless message, so when I call in those that have gone before us, the archangels, spirit guides, and the ascended masters, all high beings of light, all of that sort of stuff, I believe that they have the power and the ability to make sure that the messages reach us when they're due to us, right? So if you see this and it says April 15th, but it's some other point in time in the year, you might be in alignment with this message anyways. So allow it to play and see if it makes any sense. And then leave me a comment saying like, oh my God, it did make sense. So let's see what's going on for the greater collective for the 15th of April. It's been a weird 24 hours, I can tell you that. Let me see here. Okay. Wow, okay, so we have the Five of, I believe this is Cups. Let me double check that. I believe green is the emotions. Let me make sure. There's the Five of Cups, come on. Yes, it is Five of Cups. So this is the emotions card, and what I think is interesting here is he's holding his heart chakra. We had that weekly we had all of those chakras at the Sunday weekly forecast, right? Those higher chakras kicking off with that crown chakra card, and then we saw later in the week where we were going to see that throat chakra and the third eye chakra. So this is a lot. I feel like a lot of this week's forecasts are about how we're communicating what we have, how we're viewing what we have, where we're communicating it, with what sort of a vibration. Here, this being emotional loss, to me, I don't necessarily feel like this signifies, for some of you it may be an emotional loss. You might feel like you're losing right now, or emotionally you might feel like it's a bit of a struggle. This is why we need to sort of push up into these higher chakras, into this place of sort of almost spiritual detachment, where we can understand that what is going on around the planet is serving some sort of purpose, or there is maybe a meaning or an outcome to it that we're not fully aware of. But for those of you that aren't necessarily feeling that sort of lack, I feel like this is also somebody that, to me, when I'm looking at this card, I feel like he's definitely centered in his heart chakra. And he's sort of spiraling that energy out into sort of this light that is behind him, right? There's an awareness with this card. Fives always signify change, right? So I'm going to say that this is a call to you guys to begin to sort of change sort of our emotions around certain things. That's the loss that needs to take place. We need to be really guarded about how we're feeling emotionally, where we're at. I can tell you yesterday for me was an extremely emotional day. And what I did was I just sort of felt my way through it as best I could. Did I succeed at everything? Did I do everything the way I wanted to, or as perfectly as not that I believe perfect exists, but did I screw a few things up? Probably. More than likely. I am only human. But to me, it's about sort of, this card feels like it's a reset. and an opportunity for us to sort of get in touch with where we're at in our heart and to hold that kind of close to us and begin to communicate that, because this is now that we're in that, if this is for Wednesday the 15th, this is now that Eight of Wands card. This is that fast moving energy. What we're feeling, how we're feeling, how much we're allowing that feeling to take us over is going to guide us in the direction that that Eight of Wands that we saw on Sunday is moving, right? And that is a fast spiritual kind of forward moving energy. So to me, I feel like this is an awareness. I don't get the sense that the overall like greater collective is in this state of distress. I feel like most of you actually feel very calm, and that you are aware of what's going on emotionally in your heart, and you are sort of feeling through that and sort of letting that spiral out into like creating new light, right? Into creating new change, right? Not being fearful of the emotions, not being fearful of what it is that we feel and how we feel it. And also with those two chakra cards that are coming up for the latter part of the week, which could be kicking in starting this day, which was the throat, and then we saw the third eye. Those are going to, you want to start to be able to communicate these energies or these feelings in a, how do I want to say this, in a constructive and productive manner. This five to me feels like we are going to be able to do that just by the generation of this shell's sort of image spiraling off of him. To me, it feels like there is a calmness to this. There is something that we're able to be aware of and maybe even have to let go of, right? Emotionally, that we can do this in a sort of a balanced and mature way. We can do this in a way that feels, I wouldn't say necessarily comfortable, but like we can handle it, right? I don't get this intense feeling that it's overcoming us and that it feels like a big, huge, like desperation loss. Some of you guys might experience that, but that's not what I'm feeling from this. This feels like us sort of letting go of things that emotionally are no longer serving us or really in line with what we want moving forward, and being really clear on that, and then beginning to seek out that change and letting go of like sort of whatever it was that was holding us back. All right, so let's go to the next card and see what that has to say. 1 minute. I feel like there's a steadiness to this card, even though it's a five. Fives usually signify change. To me, there feels to be like this definite, like almost like a peace, guys. So if you are experiencing some peace around a decision that needs to be made or an opportunity where it needs to kind of come to an end, that's okay. Allow that to happen. That is sort of what we need to do at this time. All right, let's see what the vibrational energy has to say. And remember, we have those chakra cards coming in, like that communication throat chakra and that third eye chakra. We need to trust our higher selves right now. We need to trust our feelings, our emotions, honor them, heal them, operate from them, but not from a place of like fear, anger, but from a place of like acceptance. That's kind of maybe the energy that I'm feeling from this card. There seems to be like almost like even though it is a loss or a change that's happening, it feels very peaceful to me, and it feels like it's leading us to a new dawn or a new light that we need to get to. All right, so and then this card is an open book. Okay, I love this card. This card always, again, we have somebody heading into the light. Do you see this sort of theme that we have here? It's almost like after going through this loss, how he's sort of turned away from the light. This is sort of giving you that idea of like looking directly at the light and heading to it, starting to write the next chapter in our book, and really realize that that chapter is as real as we sort of imagine it. It's as real as we want to make it. We need to sort of head through it. Now, this forest represents, are there going to be sort of obstacles or moments where we're maybe not clear as we go along the path? Yes, but as long as we stay open, and this is also ties into that throat chakra too, I have to say this open book energy feels like communicate those feelings, communicate this change, communicate this maybe if it is a loss for some of you, communicate your way through it in a way that's productive so that you can move forward into this sort of light or this next chapter with a peace about you, with an inspiration about you, with a hope about you that you so like deserve and need as you move forward, right? So let's see what the grounding stone is. The grounding stone is for this morning is gratitude. I don't know if this has shown up. And I feel like that's similar to what I'm seeing here. There's a peace. I'm not going to say that this is easy for you guys to deal with these emotions, but I do feel like there is this change or shift that's happening that's allowing you to be in your emotional center and operate from there in a clear and sort of concise way where it doesn't necessarily overwhelm you. It allows you to navigate sort of the next chapters of what it is you do want and what it is you do want to create. And being in gratitude for that also helps to keep that energy calm, helps to make those separations, sort of succinct and done in a proper way. If some of us are letting go of things that we don't feel are serving us emotionally anymore, but remembering to keep that sense of gratitude about ourselves for everything that we do have, keeping focused on sort of the light or the new beginnings that could be created out of this versus the losses or the restraints that are being created from this, right? To me, this is a really beautiful reading. I also feel like when I'm looking at these two different cards plus the gratitude stone, to me it feels like today would be an ideal time to take some time out alone and talk to yourself, have a conversation with yourself, self-reflect, meditate, get into that heart chakra and ask what is it that it is feeling, but do it maybe from that crown chakra and expressing that to yourself through the throat. And being in a space of gratitude and awareness of gratitude while doing it, it'll help to facilitate the change to sort of move us into this next stage of where we're heading with this whole situation, whatever it may be for us personally. Okay, that is your forecast for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Follow me either on Instagram, or you can go and subscribe over at patreon.com at Engelgeist333. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your day, and remember, stay in gratitude. It's going to be key. All right, bye, you guys. Love you. Take care.